It's a beautiful autumn Sunday. The air is crisp, the smell of grilled meats drifts by, and somewhere a grown adult stares blankly at their TV, having just witnessed a tragedy too absurd to process. That person is a New York Jets fan. On their screen, a quarterback has just run, with the grace of a startled flamingo, directly into the backside of his own lineman, fumbling the ball in pure slapstick. The butt fumble, our Sistine Chapel of athletic ineptitude. But this isn't a one-off. Being a Jets fan means living a highlight reel of human error, missed field goals, lost draft picks, and the dread of a fourth-quarter lead. It's a decades-long study in snatching defeat from the jaws of victory. The evidence? Empty seats at MetLife, radio collars torn between rage and resignation, and endless memes mocking our existence. In any rational world, this level of failure would drive people away. But we stay. We buy the jerseys, watch the games, and let hope flicker in our hearts. Why? Why do we subject ourselves to this carnival of calamities? Is it masochism, or is there something deeper? To understand, you have to realize, being a Jets fan isn't just about football. It's a test of faith, a lesson in loyalty, and a commitment to loving something that will almost certainly never love you back. To understand the Jets' dysfunction, look past the players and coaches. Look to the owner's box. The Johnson family's stewardship has been less steady hand, more toddler at the wheel. Their mix of meddling and neglect has created a famously toxic culture, where job security is as stable as a Jenga tower in an earthquake. The constant churn of GMs and coaches isn't about demanding excellence. It's about having no idea what excellence looks like. Each new regime promises accountability and change, but the culture is set at the top, trickling down like a slow, poisonous leak. You can't fix a cracked foundation by repainting the walls, but that's been the Jets' strategy for decades. Ownership falls for flashy names, makes impulsive decisions, and overrides football professionals. The result? A broken chain of command and a machine designed for headlines, drama, and failure. It's a miracle they remember to turn the lights on at the stadium. The NFL Draft is where teams build their future. For the Jets, it's an annual exercise in futility. For every rare success, there's a graveyard of high-profile busts, monuments to poor scouting and misplaced hope. Vernon Gholston, 6th overall pick, was a physical marvel who recorded 0 sacks in 45 games, a ghost on the field. Then there's Zach Wilson, the supposed savior who regressed with every snap, turning hope into anxiety. The list goes on. Dee Milliner, allergic to covering receivers, Quentin Coples, all name, no game, Stephen Hill, blazing speed, stone hands. Each represents a year of wasted hope, a high pick turned tombstone. The Jets don't just pick bad players. They do it in the most spectacular, high-stakes fashion possible. It's less a draft strategy, more a performance art piece on futility. The pain is always maximized. Every team has bad seasons, but the Jets perfect them, elevating disaster to an art form. The 1996 season, led by Kotite, was a 1-15 death march, one of the most pathetic campaigns in sports history. The team started 0-8, won a single game, then lost their final 7. Fans wore bags over their heads, not as a joke, but out of genuine shame. The Kotite era was a special kind of hell-baffling play-calling, sloppy execution, and utter despair. But that's just one peak in a mountain range of failure. Remember 2008? Brett Favre led the Jets to an 8-3 start, then they collapsed, missing the playoffs entirely. This pattern is woven into the team's DNA: late-season swoons, fourth-quarter chokes, inexplicable losses. The Jets find new ways to disappoint, ensuring the pain is never stale. One year, it's a quarterback injury, the next a defensive meltdown, then a special teams disaster. The consistency of failure is what truly sets the Jets apart. They don't just break your heart, they stomp on it, grind it into the dirt, and ask if you're ready for next season. Some sports moments transcend the game. For the Jets, it's the butt fumble. Thanksgiving night, 2012, Mark Sanchez, in a panic, runs into his own lineman's backside, fumbles, and the Patriots score. It was balletic in its absurdity, a physical comedy routine on national TV. The aftermath? Stunned silence, then laughter from fans, announcers, everyone. The butt fumble summed up an era confusion, poor execution, and a result both tragic and hilarious. Years later, it lives on, its own Wikipedia page, retired from ESPN's Not Top 10 out of mercy. It's the go-to punchline for comedians and rival fans. And while we cringe, there's a strange, dark acceptance. It's our story, our burden, our Mona Lisa of misery. A masterpiece of failure we'll be looking at for the rest of our lives. The most insidious part of being a Jets fan isn't the losing, it's the hope. Every spring, optimism returns. The offseason wipes the slate clean, and suddenly, anything seems possible. We're masters of off-season delusion, convincing ourselves a new coordinator or third-round pick is the missing piece. The draft arrives. We fall in love with a prospect, then rationalize whoever the Jets actually pick. Free agency brings in over-the-hill veterans, and we buy the hype. By training camp, we're all in, reading glowing reports, penciling in wins on the schedule. Suddenly, a 10-win season and playoffs seem within reach. Then the season starts. Reality crashes down. The rookie drops a pass, the veteran looks slow, the new scheme is the same old mess. Injuries pile up, and by week 4, hope is gone, replaced by the cold math of another lost season. The cycle completes, leaving us in familiar darkness. But next spring, hope will return, and we'll buy in all over again. If misery loves company, Jets fans are the world's biggest, saddest, most loyal party. Rooting for this team is shared trauma, a bond that forges instant connection between strangers. You spot another Jets fan, share a knowing glance, and silently acknowledge the pain. Our humor is dark, cynical, and self-deprecating, a defense mechanism for the absurdity. We're the first to joke about the butt fumble, the first to predict the next collapse. This gallows humor is our language, getting us through 1 in 15 seasons and fourth-quarter meltdowns. It creates a powerful sense of community. Jets fandom unites people across backgrounds. Tailgates aren't just about food, they're gatherings of the faithful, a place to commiserate and remind each other we're not alone. There's pride in our resilience. Any fan can root for a winner, but sticking with the Jets takes something more. It takes stubbornness, defiance, and a refusal to give up. We're the long sufferers, the keepers of a faith tested by fire. We may not have victories, but we have loyalty, and in a strange way, that's its own kind of win. The quarterback is the most important position in sports. For the Jets, it's been a cursed carousel for over 50 years. Since Joe Namath, the Jets have searched desperately for a successor. False prophets, epic busts, and fleeting competence always ending in heartbreak. The names are a litany of mediocrity, aging veterans chasing one last shot, backups thrust into the spotlight, high draft picks who flame out spectacularly. Chad Pennington, the perpetual what-if, symbolized how even good things go wrong for the Jets. Mark Sanchez, remembered for the butt fumble. Sam Darnold, seeing ghosts. Zach Wilson, a confidence destroyed. Each arrived with hype, left as a broken shell, another casualty of the Jets' quarterback curse. This constant churn makes building anything lasting impossible. The search for a franchise quarterback is our white whale, an obsession with no end in sight. So why do we stay? After decades of losses, draft busts, and soul-crushing moments, why do we keep coming back? Logic says we shouldn't, but being a Jets fan isn't about logic. We stay for the community, the shared bond, the gallows humor, the weird pride in sticking around. We stay for family. For many, Jets fandom is an inheritance, a tradition connecting us to our past. Giving up would mean giving up a piece of ourselves. We stay for the tantalizing what if, the dream that one day it all clicks and the suffering is redeemed. That microscopic chance is enough to keep the flame alive. So we'll be here, today, tomorrow, next season, ready to have our hearts broken again. Because being a Jets fan isn't a choice, it's an identity. And honestly, we wouldn't have it any other way. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to convince myself our new punter is the missing piece.